All right, good afternoon, guys. It is September 5th. It is day 155, and I am just resting up on my zero here in Leavenworth, Washington, which I expect and hope will be my final zero on the PCT. I did just dedicate a whole ton of time to sort of digging through all the different fire closures and things like that that I have to look forward to moving forward out of Stevens Pass, and I wanted to just kind of share that with you, just kind of as a document and a record of what's going on. There are two fires burning north of Stevens Pass, which is kind of where my marker is right now, which have already resulted in closures on the PCT. Those two fires, in order from south to north, those are the Airplane Lake Fire, which is currently just a touch under 5,000 acres and reporting at 0% contained, as well as the Blue Lake Fire, which is just a little over 1,000 acres, reporting at 33% contained. Both of these fires are occurring east of the PCT, and with a prevailing westward wind, I suppose that's better than if they were west of the trail. So basically, tomorrow I'll be getting back on trail over at Stevens Pass. Well, let's look at these maps real quick. So you can see, basically I have two separate colored lines. I have sort of like a baby blue colored line. That's the path I'm going to be taking, moving north out of here, out of Stevens Pass, I should say, all the way up to Manning Park in Canada. And then we have two little sections of sort of orange trail. That is either parts of the PCT which are officially closed, or on account of availability of trails and alternates, parts of the PCT which I won't be taking in light of the fires. So we'll kind of get into that. But yeah, there's sort of a broad overview. We'll kind of go through what the different closures are, what mile markers they are, what the difference in elevation distance is, and then what the big difference is for the entire remainder of the trail altogether. But yeah, anyways, getting on trail tomorrow from Stevens Pass. I will, let's see, I'll hike just about 30 something miles, I think, like 31 miles from Stevens Pass before reaching Dishpan Gap. And this commences the first closure for the Airplane Lake Fire. So I'll be bearing west and diverging from the PCT at Dishpan, at the junction with Dishpan Gap. And on Dishpan Gap, on that alternate, the Airplane Lake Fire alternate, I'll be taking a 19.3 mile reroute so that will have me diverging from the PCT at mile 2497.9 at Dishpan Gap, and then rejoining the PCT at the junction with the Sauk River at mile 2505.2. So as I said, that is a 19.3 mile reroute, which is significantly more mileage than the 7.2 miles in the official PCT is right there. So we can kind of see here the official PCT is 7.2 miles through this closure, with an elevation gain of 1,362 feet, elevation loss of 914 feet, whereas the reroute here is 19.3 miles with 4941 gain and 4639 elevation loss. So in total, I'm adding 12.1 miles with this alternate, and I'm also adding 3,500 feet of elevation gain and a little over 3,700 feet of elevation loss. So that's the Airplane Lake Fire. And then I'll be rejoining the PCT, as I mentioned, from the junction with the Sauk River at mile 2505, and I'll be hiking on the official PCT for 69.4 miles before reaching Highbridge at mile 2574.6. Now, at Highbridge, I'll be bearing pretty much due east to make it over to Nijmegen. And this is for the Blue Lake Fire reroute. So technically the PCT actually closes a little bit after Highbridge, but I'm not really worried about that. Again, I just want to be able to walk the trails that are going to get me there. And this is the official reroute as recommended from the PCTA. So the official PCT through this section, to get from Highbridge, that is, to Harts Pass further up trail, Harts Pass being mile 2624.7. The official PCT through that section is 47.9 miles with 8,430 feet of elevation gain and 4,028 feet of elevation loss, whereas the reroute is, again, substantially longer. The reroute, which will take me from Nijmegen and then about another 50 miles through the town of Mazama before bearing northwest another 20 miles to rejoin Harts Pass at mile 2624.7. The reroute is all that from basically Highbridge to Harts Pass on the reroute is 82.65 miles with 15,557 feet of elevation gain and 11,155 feet of elevation loss. So the difference in getting from Highbridge to Hart's Pass, the difference between the official PCT and the reroute is an addition of 34.7 miles with 7,100 feet of elevation gain and another 7,100 feet of elevation loss. So that alternate is definitely pretty significant. So all up, when I get back on trail from Stevens Pass, if neither one of these alternates were in effect, the official PCT would be 190.2 miles with 29,222 feet of elevation gain and 29,430 feet of elevation loss. Whereas with the reroutes, I'm going to be going 236.9 miles with 40,025 feet of elevation gain and 40,231 feet of elevation loss. So the total difference all up is 46.7 miles. This is between this is the difference between the official PCT from Stevens Pass all the way to Manning. The difference, and then the difference between the official PCT all the way from Stevens Pass to Manning and the reroutes for both the Blue Lake Fire and the Airplane Lake Fire. The difference in those two itineraries is an addition of 46.7 miles, an addition of 10,803 feet of elevation gain, and an addition of 10,801 feet of elevation loss. So that's kind of what I have to look forward to moving forward. Again, moving out of Leavenworth, I think the plan is I'm going to plan on 5 days to go just about 130 miles or so to get to Stehekin, and then hopefully 2 days to get from Stehekin to Mazama, and then probably another 2 days or day and a half or something to get from Mazama to Manning Park, and then hopefully find a hitch from there. But anyways, that's the plan with all the closures and everything. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Drop a like, drop a comment, feel free to share this video if you think it might help any other hikers. I'm gonna go find some German grub and a beverage, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.